Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Tracks to Max, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. The only Voids account again, and since last week with the Soulstone pulls, we've managed to do a lot on this account. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can push a little further in this Iron Twins dungeon, as we've got a little bit more stats on our champions here. We also were able to put books into Mithrala during CVC, which also helps a lot. We've also managed to push quite some factions in the faction wars. We've cleared 2 extra factions since our last update on that. We're slowly getting closer to that Lydia. A little over 100 stars left, I think, and then we're going to be there, so that's pretty exciting. Now let's see if we can get past this Iron Twins first. It looks like this is relatively easy now that she is able to put up shields and strengthen quite often. Who's going to finish it off? Anyone? Actually, I just realized these are 4 support champions and 1 damage dealer. Alright. Still though, 2 minutes 42. That's not bad. Stage 10. We've also been pushing in Sand Devil. Now, I didn't actually build a team. I just tossed in my Mithrala and my Godseek and Aniri the way that they are. And, well, I mean, yes, they did it, but, I mean, 17 minutes, 23 seconds, that's not really... I'm not going to be farming that, right? I just wanted to see if they could do it. And, yeah, they did it up until 25, but stage 25 seemed to be a little too hard for them right now, the way that they're built. But I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really looked into it yet. I just winged it, and they apparently were able to get all the way up to stage 25. So that's pretty cool already, right? This run right here didn't really seem to have any problems whatsoever. So if for some weird reason I would actually need to farm this, it is a possibility now. Probably would do it like overnight or something, because, well, that's like what, three runs per hour. That's kind of ridiculous. But head into the factions real quick and see what we got going there. Or actually, we do have this progressive chance going on, right? Now, out of these champions, the only ones that will really make a difference for me right now are these 3. However, I don't really feel that they would help me that much. Maybe Siphi would help me for things such as Arena and maybe Hydra. But I have 0 experience with Siphi. I've never pulled her on any account, so I don't know how useful she's actually going to be in something like Hydra. Unless maybe she's in like 9-piece protection set or something, so she can help boost the damage. I do know that Whisper does a lot of damage to bosses, so she would probably be a good addition to the squad. The question is then, is she actually going to be doing more damage than Turvold? If built correctly, right? I'm not completely sure about that. I also don't really know if I have the gear on my account to be making Whisper the menace that she can actually be, right? Necred would be just like a really good arena champion, but there's not really a reason to be pulling shards right now. And also, none of these champions except for, well, I guess these 2 are Knights Revs, and we do need to push a little bit of Knights Revs, but I don't know necessarily if these 2 would help me there, because I already have 2 Skull Crowns, and one of them I've already been leveling up. So there you go. Here's a second 6-star Skull Crown. This one is in a stun set. Still need to level up the gear a bit, maybe even give her some better gear, because this is probably still pretty old. But she's mainly there to be helping us in faction wars as a nuker / crowd control champion, right? I mean, this is our squad right now for the Knights Revs, and I don't really know if a Whisper or a third Skull Crown would really help us there. I mean, I'm almost positive to say that it would not help us there at all. But I could be mistaken, right? Because who knows? Maybe like just triple Skull Crown and Stun Set or something stupid like that is going to be effective enough to get through the waves. Right now, I'm just rocking this one with Stun Set, and the other one is still just in her normal what is it, Slayer set that I had for her long ago already. I did farm masteries for this, so she is rocking the Fearsome Presence to have more chance at placing those stuns. Also have a chance to place a leech and a chance to do a counterattack when she drops below a certain point. Was it when she loses 25% of her max HP, which is probably pretty fast, right? Also gains some speed if she kills things, has a little bit of life drinker, so a little bit of healing. And other than that, just kind of basic masteries going for her. She's not fully leveled up yet, as you can see, but neither is her gear, so she's not like amazing or anything. But yeah, we'll be working on her for sure. Other than that, I don't really know what we can do for that faction at the moment, as it's basically the last stage that we're having issues with, and I think we managed. Did we actually manage to get to the boss? No, I don't think we actually even get to the boss, because it's that stage with the Valks and the Warcaster. Probably the most annoying stage in all of Faction Wars, I think. Yeah. Most definitely the most toxic one out there. Yeah, we got another shard here, so we'll pick that up. Oh, and we also get some energy if we want it in a second. I'm gonna let that sit here for a while until I actually start farming again, so that I don't miss out on some energy. I already missed out on quite a lot of energy today because I was busy sorting out Pokemon cards. Got 23,000 bulk cards sent to me yesterday, and I've been busy for hours just sorting that all out. So yeah, if I look a little tired, that's probably why. Anyway, since the last time, now I'm not 100% sure. It's been like 2 weeks or 3 weeks since I actually talked about this. So, well, we did manage to get through stage 21 of Sylvan Watchers. This was a squad. These stars on our Diana were magnificent for us because, well, this blessing that she has, right, lowers the defense of the boss, and I'm pretty sure that was in fact needed for us to pass this boss, because we really needed more damage onto the boss to get through the boss quicker. Also, just push up her stats a little bit. I remember killing the boss and Diana had like a slither of health left, and that was basically right here, right? That was basically just like this 1,000 HP or maybe this defense that helped her stay alive. And yeah, it was crazy actually, how close that it actually was. But yeah, they did it. We don't have to ever do it again, and we didn't have to level up another one of these, which is great. We didn't have to bring a third branch arm to 60, because yeah, we did bring up 2 already to 60, which, you know, wasn't ideal, but it is what it is, and we got through it. So Shadowkin, I think we pushed a little bit, but I'm not completely sure. But nothing changed in that faction as far as I know, so it was maybe just a little bit more of me manualing stuff. And Dwarf, I think they're stuck on the second boss, and they really can't pass that, even though I think I did get some updates there. Hold on. Here you go. So yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't actually take give him a blessing yet, so that might have been one of the reasons why he didn't. Yeah, that could have been one of the reasons. Or at least this could have helped us, right? Because I don't think he gets the... Yeah, he doesn't get the bonuses yet. Okay, so that was kind of dumb. I didn't know I didn't give him a blessing yet. But anyway, I thought I actually gave these guys an update with something, but I guess this was supposed to be the update and I didn't actually do it. So that makes sense that they didn't get past it because nothing really changed, I guess. So let's take a... Wait, what? What are you... Oh, he's not in my collection. Okay, hold on. Okay, now we can change it. What should we get on him, actually? I mean, there's not that much that really helps him. I mean, you could say maybe Nature's Bounty helps him with a chance at putting a big boy version of decreased speed. But it's only 40% shot, and then if we do the blessing, what is the blessing going to give us? So 40% shot and then a 30% shot at the big boy version. That's probably not worth it. I'm pretty sure that's not worth it at all, actually. I'd probably way rather have Phantom Touch or perhaps Emergency Heal. If we could ever get shields on this guy somehow. Maybe with blood shields, I guess. That might actually be something to do there. To keep him alive a little longer. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. That makes the most sense. Because we don't really have support in this faction. That's kind of the problem with the dwarves. They all just get picked off and then die. HP, attack. These are all kind of horrible. Do we have... Yeah, let's re-roll this. This can be better. Like, it can't be that much worse. This is way better. Alright. I probably need to do the quest anyway, so let's do this to 8. There you go. Rolled good, actually. Double defense percentage. Okay. So, maybe next time the dwarves will have a better shot now. I didn't know that, so that was kind of dumb. Anyway, let's continue here. So that one was already completed. Yeah, that was completed. Sacred Order, I mean, Aniri got the boost, right? And she basically just carried it. Let's take a look at Sacred Order real quick. I think other than her, I didn't really do that much. Let me check real quick. Oh, Confessor also had the 2 stars, right? So she got a little bit more damage. I just gave her Phantom Touch, and, you know, that gives her a little bit more damage, a little bit more attack, some more stats in general. So, yeah, they finished it off. It was still a little bit of a puzzle, a little bit of manualing, but they managed to get there. Yeah, these guys all have the emergency heal blessing, so every time these dudes put up a shield, it falls off, they get some healing. There was just like a ton of healing, basically. Not that much crowd control or damage. Damage was really lacking. This was basically our damage dealer and our control champion, right? And all the rest, well, this one has some control too, I guess. But all the rest here was literally just healing. So yeah, a lot of healing, a lot of reviving with Aniri. Aniri just doesn't really die. And that's kind of the reason why this is possible. Yeah, she's also running 270 speed in Faction Wars, which is, you know, pretty bonkers, actually, if you look at it. These are some really nice stats for this type of account, in my opinion. But yeah, she carried it home. Did all the hard work. I think at a certain point, I was down to 2 champions, and it was just like Godseeker and this guy, I think. And I was in stage 20, I believe. And yeah, I just managed to wiggle through, heal them up, give shields to the champion that I revived again, and slowly picked everyone back up, and then killed everyone off to get the 5 stars, right? So, or to get the 3 stars, so keep 5 people alive, which was pretty cool, pretty cool. Next up, we have Dark Elves. We already did that one. High Elves, we already did as well. Orcs got a buff too. We were at 19 stars the last time. I remember this very well because we had been on 19 stars for months, I think. So yeah, I did some stuff there. I'll get back to that in a second because I think the rest of these are fairly the same. Organ was our first that we cleared. We have Undead cleared for a while now. Lizardman has been cleared. I guess it's the Skinwalker and Night Rev that are both on the last stage and haven't cleared it yet. Not sure if I was there yet on these two. I think Night Revs might have been there already, but Skinwalkers I also pushed somewhat. So let's look at those factions real quick, and then I'll go back to the Orcs, like I said. So yeah, we've just actually been working with these guys. As I said, those cows have been kind of helping out, keeping the others alive. Also, this guy in the Swift Parry set, it's very RNG based, but it does help him keep himself alive, especially with this swap HP with an enemy. If you can time that right, you can get rid of the boss's minions and stuff like that and basically just one-shot them, right? None of them have Savage or anything like that on. As you can see, they're just like relying purely on the fact that we have 12% ignore defense, but it seems to be working out pretty reasonably, in my opinion. So if it seems that we're not going to be able to do it with this squad, then I will most likely take one of these guys up to 6 star and see if that helps, right? But it's kind of hard though. Not gonna lie, the last stage is quite a challenge, but I do feel that we're gonna make it eventually. Maybe I have to take both these cows up to 6 star, which is not really something I'm looking forward to, but yeah, we don't really have anything going for us. So Night Revs I kind of went over a second ago, so that's basically our that's basically our squad. So we are running these 5, right? Maybe I need to bring this guy up, but I think I've said this before, but I don't really feel like this guy is it, right? I'm not sure that he is it. I'm not sure that he is the champion we're actually looking for here, because yeah, I don't know, man. The waves are just really, really, really hard. Falc waves are super annoying. We don't really have great ways to deal with them. We don't have any ways to pick up people if they fall. Our only healing is basically relying on this guy to do his exchanges remaining HP levels with target enemy, then equalizes the HP. It's not great. We also have her, of course, with her mastery, but that's literally it. So yeah, I'm not completely sure how we're supposed to do this one yet. In a second, we'll also take a real quick look at what are possible options for the future, right? Because I've been looking into that a little bit because we're getting closer to actually clearing everything. As you can see, we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're down 8 out of 14 of the factions, which is pretty fascinating. Or is it 15 by now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, it's actually 15 already. Oh yeah, okay, so 9 out of 15 are down, which is remarkable. Lydia is getting closer for sure. That's pretty exciting. Oh yeah, orcs. So, the big question. Did you do it, Trax? Did you, in fact, 6 star one of the worst champions in the entire game? Yes, I did. Maybe you already saw it, I'm not sure, but we did 6-star Ripper Fist, in fact. Now, I 6-starred him, but I just threw on some gear, so this isn't, don't mind the gear too much. It's literally just trying to get as close to 100% crit rate as possible, get some good crit damage. His speed is really bad. Actually, I have to click here because we're only using him in Faction Wars. We don't really care about anything else. So these are his stats. It's not, you know, it's not the best I could do. I could do better for sure, but I just don't really want to give him that kind of gear yet. I want to see what he does with this, and if I feel like, you know, this is really weak, then maybe I'll try better gear on him. But so far, we're actually so, you know, we're not that far in Faction Wars yet. So what is that? 27 stars. Let me see. I think we're like, we got all this done. We got this 3-starred. Then maybe like this one, and then 1-star, 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 something like that. I think we're at stage 11, or we 1-starred stage 11. But up until 8 or something, I believe, is 3-starred, right? But also we don't really have that much going on in that faction in general. Yeah, this is our squad. This is what we're working with, basically. So I would definitely need to take this guy up to 60 as well. And then I tossed some gear on her to try and keep her alive, to 3-star some of the stages, right? He already had some tossed gear on him, very basic, very bad gear. But so far with his build and stats, I mean, 69,000 power is pretty remarkable for a rare. But he still kind of blows, man. He's like, okay, he still needs some stats, and still just feels like he doesn't really hit that hard. I've been taking, I also gave him masteries, or was in the process of giving him masteries. I'm gonna try and finish this. Actually, I'm gonna try and get down to Giant Slayer. I think that that is going to be his only savior, to be honest. With that, he might actually be good enough to good enough to what? I don't know. I would never recommend this guy, actually. I would just never recommend it. Again, since we have the 6-star, I just wanted to see it. Also, this is the faction, right? Like, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're working with. We have nothing, so we have to try and push somehow. Yeah. But yeah, so far I just haven't been very amazed with this guy. Now, I did give him a blessing, of course, which is Nature's Bounty. I figured this was actually just the best one he could get, because he has the small version of decrease attack on his A1, and this is basically a small version of heal reduction, because, well, it's only a big version if he has 100% HP, but even if they scratch him, that's not 100% HP anymore. So with 50 HP less, he already doesn't even have a chance to put up this big boy version of it. So I figured, you know what, with this, he will always have a chance to put the big boy version of heal reduction and the big boy version of attack down on the A1, which has popped up quite a bit already. And in fact, the boss, I think on stage 7, was also a boss that got healed by the minions. So that was pretty interesting. I was talking about how useless that this is, but actually it did have a little purpose in trying to 3-star the boss on stage 7. So, okay, I'll give him that, right? I've never seen this happen once, so I don't know if, yeah, maybe in later stages this will pop up a little more frequently. So I'll be working on these masteries, try to get this Giant Slayer done. Most likely try and get this done as well so that he has the counter attack to go with it. Again, not much here to work with, right? So for orcs, which needs the most help out of all of them, got a bunch of red dots here. I haven't cleared these yet, apparently. So looking at the rares, there are none except for the ones that we have. So we would have to be looking here. Now, out of these, honestly, I think Tuhak is probably the only really one that we can say, okay, this guy's a game changer. You could say Seer is pretty good too. Yes, for the account, she's pretty good. But honestly, in Faction Wars, she's less good because, well, first off, we don't really have buffs to begin with. Our squad doesn't really put up buffs. So there's that. But second off, if you have buffs on your squad, you don't want to be stripping them, right? Especially not against the bosses or whatever. So I'm not that much of a fan of Seer in Faction Wars, although I think on the main I do use her to try and speed it up a little bit. I would much rather prefer Tuhak, who has decreased speed, right? And then here you have turn meter steal, can also stun units. Yeah, just overall a little better, I think. This passive is pretty good, where he reduces the damage he takes. Generally, Tuhak, I think, is just going to be better for Faction Wars. Especially also because he has an AoE, which we don't really have yet, except for Veteran. This guy just doesn't have AoEs, and that's really, really annoying. But yeah, other than that, we're already kind of looking towards the legendaries, and any of these legendaries would really be good. Tolf is, I should mention Tolf at least, because Tolf, I know that I've used him before on an account, for instance, at level 50, and he could actually solo stages up to stage 13. I think when I 6-starred him, he was even soloing the second boss. So, I mean, for the earlier stages, I guess he's okay, but I don't really know if he's going to be contributing to clearing the whole faction, right? So, yeah, I wouldn't be super happy with pulling a Tolf. There's also the use case that you can use him to solo Phantom Shogun's Grove, right? I guess stage 20 is like reasonably easy. After that, it gets a little harder, and you kind of do need blessings on him. But up to 20, he can do it pretty easily. So that would be another use for him if we would pull him. But again, Oryx is just, there's not much there, man. There's just not. You almost have to pull one of the legendaries to get through that, I think. So we'll be definitely looking out for that if there's an opportunity for us to get more chances at one of those legendaries. Skinwalkers. Well, we haven't pulled a Pantera yet, and Pantera and Bloodhorn seem to be the only rares. So that's kind of interesting. We do have a bunch of these, of course, and we're already using 2 of them. I don't think the Pantera would actually help us at all in Faction Wars. She's pretty selfish, right? Everything is for herself, and everything is also just attacks one enemy. Yeah, can't really use that. There's actually not many rares in Skinwalkers. That's fascinating. So the only epic that we're missing that we could pull and help us is this guy. What does she do again? She does burns, provokes, and yeah, that's basically it. So burns and provokes. Obviously for crowd control, that is pretty good, but the fact that she doesn't really bring healing or anything like that, I think that's pretty much what we're looking for, right? There is not much going on the healing side other than the Bloodhorn. So I guess that's kind of validating my choice to build those 2 level 50 Bloodhorns, because there's just nothing else there, right? Pretty amazing, actually. Um, yeah. Other than that, Marius we can't get because we can never. If we follow the rules, we can never actually get Marius. If we follow our own rules, right? Leorius is not going to help us either, except for kill the waves faster, I guess. Tunisia, I'm not sure. Does she do any healing? Probably not, right? No, she does land a lot of debuffs. That's pretty nice. Turn meter decrease. No. She has a lot of debuffs. That's good. Do you heal? I know he provokes, right? Increase attack is helpful. Okay, and he has the chance to place increased defense on champion or on the squad. I guess that's, yeah. Coronar is a champion that we're really looking for here. So pretty interesting. That means orcs and skinwalkers basically have legendaries that we can use to help clear the faction, but other than that, well, and Tuhak for orcs, right? So generally not that much going on these two factions. It seems like we're really entering the hard part now. The list of champions that we actually want is decreasing by the minute. That's what it seems like. But there's only 6 left, man. Only 6 factions left, and yeah, 2 of them are at 60, so they're getting pretty darn close. Yeah, we're just continuing to level up champions, level up gear, see if we can't make adjustments to specific champions or teams, and if there's any way to progress. We're trying to wiggle our way through and figure that all out. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week, I'm afraid. Thank you so much again for joining me on this Halloween weekend, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.